Welcome back to our last episode in this Plan Set 8 project. In this episode, we're going to finish up the exterior, putting in our pool and the back part of the house. We're also going to start the fence to show you kind of how that works, and that will be it. So if we go over here to our project, let's go ahead and bring in the pool. So if we come over here to our components panel, go to this search for 3D warehouse, we can type in swimming pool. And we just want to find a regular pool similar to this. It doesn't have to be exactly this one, as long as it is some sort of this size. So we'll bring it in. We're going to rotate it and kind of get it close to where we want it to be. So something like that. Next, once you get it into the space you want, we're going to go inside of our ground and create a box around it. Take your push-pull tool, and we're going to push the ground all the way through. So kind of zoom out, hover over that bottom edge of your ground, and that will get rid of that section underneath the pool. Next, let's go ahead and do some guides. So we have a guide there. Our walkway is 4 feet. We know the walkway comes down to this part, so we'll do 4 feet from there, and we'll do 4 feet from here. Next, take your tape measure from the side of the house, use your left arrow key in order to snap it to that axis, and then move your mouse up to where you can find the center of your house. This does two things. It finds the center of that door, and it keeps our guide on the ground from being up elevated where our mouse is. So find that, go ahead and click, and then now we can kind of center our walkway on our door. So I want it to be a bit wider, so we're going to do 2 feet on each section. And then let's go ahead and draw in our rectangles. Let's go ahead and create a guide there on the back. This ends right there. Before we move up our walkway, we need to move this one up 3 inches. So right click, edit group, click on it. Let's take our move tool, hover down on the bottom corner, hit your up arrow key, and we're just going to move that straight up 3 inches. Close group, we're going to bring out our eraser tool, clean up our lines. So that we only have to bring it up once. Take our push-pull tool and we're going to bring this up 3 inches. Over here, we're going to create our guide right there. Just double click. We're going to take make a guide right there. Take our rectangle tool and we're going to connect the dots. Bring this up 3 inches. Next, click on your pool and we're again going to bring this up. Hit the up arrow key and move it up 3 inches. Making sure that you're clicking there on the corner. Next, just like what we did with the ground, we're going to come in here, take our rectangle tool, create a rectangle around our pool. Take our push-pull tool and we're just going to pull that down to the very bottom to get rid of it. And we have a little bit of lines to get rid of. So on this side, we'll do a very similar thing. Our walkway goes right next to the house, which is 4 feet. It goes all the way up here, so we're going to go create a guide at that point. It does go up 4 feet. And again, we're looking off of that first drawing, which is the overall plot of our project. So it comes down through here. It cuts there at the center of our door, goes over 6 feet total, and then goes down to the sidewalk. So let's go ahead and find and use our trick to find the center of our door. Again, hit your left arrow key, move your mouse up to find that 11'6". Go ahead and click. We're going to go to each side 2 feet. We're going to create another guide. Right here, we're going to go over 4 more feet. Well, actually, we're going to go over 2 feet at the beginning. So 2 feet. And then another 4 feet. So now we can take our rectangle tools and start creating our boxes. We can erase our lines. And we do need to go into our gutter system and bring this up 3 inches. Hit your up arrow key. You can hover over our walkway there at the pool in order to get it up to that 3 inches. Close your group and let's go ahead and bring that up to there. And we can go ahead and erase our line. Before we turn this into a group, let's go ahead and put in our textures. So if we click on the paint bucket tool over here, go over to your browse. We're going to go to brick and cladding. And we're just going to find, actually let's go down here to landscaping and find some sort of walkway. So you can kind of use any of these I'm going to go ahead and use this one since it kind of is pretty close to what I feel like the drawing is trying to replicate. So we'll click there. And then let's go ahead and click on all of these. A lot of times, especially with patterns like this, your edges aren't going to match perfectly, and that's fine. You can get it closer to matching with like bricks and stuff like that, but this one is pretty impossible to get it matching perfectly where everything lines up. Next, let's go ahead and just triple click on the walkway. We're going to make this a group. There's only going to be one of them, so we'll turn that into a group. Let's go in here and go into our outliner panel. Let's go ahead and click on all of this one thing, the back area. Go ahead and make it a group. And let's go ahead and rename this group Pool Walkway. Click on your NT info, and we're going to go ahead and you can put it with the foundation, or you can put it with our miscellaneous. I'm going to go ahead and put it with our miscellaneous for now. Now, before we end, I do want to create a small little section of fence. So in order to do that, we're going to again take our tape measure, and I'm going to create a corner guide. Our post is going to be a 4x4, so 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Take our rectangle tool, make our rectangle, take our push pull tool, and I'm going to bring this up 5 feet. I want to turn this into a component because I'm going to be doing a lot of them. So this is going to be post. Now these are going to be kind of every 6 feet. I actually want to take this one and move it back. So it's going to be on the back end of that line. So come in here, take your midpoint, hit control. We're going to bring that over, type in 6 feet, hit enter. Before we do anything else, we're going to hit X. Let's go ahead and do 15. Hit enter, and let's see where that ends us. Here we can take this last one, hit your right arrow key, and we're just going to bring it up to that part right there. Here we can go ahead and hit the space bar, select all of those, and erase it. So those are your posts. Everything else is going to be roughly the same. So if we come in here, we can take our tape measure again, and let's say our posts are slats there are going to be 1x6s. So let's go over 5.5 inches. Let's also go up 6 feet. Take our rectangle tool, and let's go ahead and draw a box at that point. Let's go ahead and double click, make a guide there. Before we copy this over, we can take our protractor, find the center point, click once, go down to 45 degrees, take our line tool and connect the dots. At this point, we can take our push-pull tool, pull out that face. We're just going to go 0.75, hit enter. Hit your spacebar for your selection tool. We're going to triple click on this, right click, and again, we want to make this a component. Just name it something that descriptive that you know what it is. And at this point, we can do the exact same steps that we did for the others. So make a copy, hit Control, place it where we want to place it, hit X, and some number. We'll see what 100 looks like. As long as you don't click on an actual tool, you're fine. Here we can use some keyboard shortcuts of middle scroll wheel and the shift key in order to kind of scroll over to see where we're at. And as long as you did that, we can extend this by going X 120. Let's do X 130. X 140. There you go. And so you can keep doing that in order to get it closer to what you want. Here, we can delete that one. So let's say, and actually I want to delete this one and this one. So this one ends right here. I don't want to come in here and edit this component and make it smaller, because that's going to make all of them smaller. Instead, what I want to do is I want to make this one unique, then come in here and edit component. Now this component is different than all the rest of the components. So we can come in here, push pull that one, and there is our fence. And that's kind of how you go through there and make your fence. Go ahead and put that there, push pull that, and erase our little marks. There we go. So at this point, go through here, you can finish up the fence. You can also come in and work on, you can turn the roof off, you work on some interior design, place in your floor, come in here and bring in things from the 3D warehouse like sinks, refrigerators, etc. But that ends our Plan Set 8 project here in SketchUp for Schools. Going forward, we're going to move this project into SketchUp Pro, start working on some scenes, and export this to layout. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes on the channel.